Never sure where to start, never sure where to end. I mean, I just come up with the same thing over and over again. I know the picture's going to be ugly, but I'm going to show you one way to see a woman's body, okay? And the picture's like this. See these three triangles? These are three dice cubes, one on top of another. These are the three worlds sitting within another, creating that one world. The one that's in the middle is overlapping. God is at the bottom. He has the stand of the spade. And that's why the heart and the spade actually come out of that design, the way you bubbled it. If you have ever heard of the art of the bubble design, well, if you haven't, I'm going to create it, because all through the time that I have had this dissectful BP disorder of mine, I have always used the bubble design. Anyways, in the center, the waistline is 23.5. 23 is the W, it means creation. 0.5 is the spirit. You just are. It just is. That's all it means. It's talking about the cube. In the first cube, if you take away the bottom part, okay, that's in there, the size of that cube is 32.5. The actual size of that cube is 37, okay? But the reason you can't get that other part of the cube is because God's that piece. God created that angle of beta, okay? And that difference is 4.5. So 32.5, okay, would be the hips. 37 would be the chest. So a woman of this would be God's world. The woman would be 37, 23 and a half, 32 and a half. Perfect body. Obviously it's double D. Why do I say double D? I better back it up real quick, before I get slaughtered here. I've got too many papers out. Too many papers. Where's that double D to save me? Oh my God. Oh my God, what did I do with it? Okay, I'll have to redo it. The reason for the double D goes like this. We all know what a regular B looks like. Sorry if I'm a little slow. There's a regular B, okay? That B, or number 13. Well, listen, I'm just tearing it apart. See it the way it is, okay? 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 4 means a child, okay? B is the letter B in the second position, means beta. 1 is the spirit, okay? It means creation. When you turn it, when you turn it this way, oh, I lost it. Where is it? When you turn it this way, it's a W. The W also means creation. When W and the 1 is on one side in Roman numerals, you would take away 1 from that W to be 22. 22nd letter means life. If you turn it on the other side, okay, instead of it being, the W, it would be the W plus 1. So W plus 1 is 24. 2 and 4 equals 6. We are the X-men. We are the 6. Okay? We are the X. Inside the X, if you check it properly, there's 4 V's. Each V is a value of 22 letter count. 88. It always comes back to the same thing, over and over and over. Does it mean anything, or I found a good system that works with just about anything? The other reason for the double D is that if you think this world was made up with one D, you're wrong, okay? A, B, C, D makes a square, okay? Look, A, B, C, D makes a square. See that square over there with the cross in it? A for the male sperm, B for the female sperm, C, you put them together in that tube, out comes in for the baby, okay? That's the square. That's that dot on the top of the eye. That's the whole kabang. We turned it into a circle, but it's actually a square of creation. You see, that cross shows you the 4 walls in the center, creating that into the 9 spaces of the 9 lives of the cat. We call it the pound key. On the keyboard, we find it on the 3. The 3 is of creation. The pound key, why the pound key? Pound is for dog, opposite of God, no spirit, and heaven, or dog with a leash around our neck, because we can't leave this world alive. Talking the way we do. We can only leave it through spirit.
Spirit takes us out. Do you care how you leave? Just because you lose the weight of the body, you're whole all the same. It's going to feel weird to begin with, but the transfer of loops of the Spirit, of the vines, and the pricks, and the roses, and the lilies, all the way up, hello, we're going down. It's a flushing of toilet. Isn't that why your animals go to the bathroom all the time the way they do? While a dog hangs around the fire hydrant, the red fire hydrant of Spirit with the silver lining at the top? Normally, sometimes, why does it just tell the story of a nut? Of the 4 sides, 6 sides of that nut, side to man, that man on the top. It's got 4 sides or 6 sides. It usually has no more, no less. So anyways, what I wanted to show you is this design right here. Okay, that is, okay, 2 dice cubes, one on the bottom, one on the top. In the center is the creation. Those lines connected the top with the bottom. Okay, why does it look like the Magen David? Because the inside of those dice cubes look like that. It's 2 triangles. Can't you see? That's all it is. I put an X in the center. Those are the 3 X's of man. Sex, sex, sex. Do you know why it's sex, sex, sex? Because the line they're on is the line of man, the line of creation in the center, the 4, 5, and 6. Actually, the average is only 6, 6, 6, life of man. Okay? That's what it is. That's just the way it is. Did I ever show you the double D program? Double D. Take a good look. It's actually a B. Those are the insides of the B. You know what I'm saying? The double D inside the B. That's the beta world, and that's the Spirit God. Okay? They join. That's how they join. Those are the digital dots that separate everything on the telephone, or the digital dots that separate them on a clock. There's a rotation of 9. 9 before the decimal point, 9 after the decimal point. After that, we'll talk about it. That 9 multiplied by 10 equals to 90. You've now reached center point 5 to a 360 degrees around, 90 degrees straight up. You've now reached beta. Okay? That's the reason for it. That's the reason for it. Now, I don't even know what I said. I'm going to have to watch my own video. The reason, the cards. Have you ever looked at a deck of cards? Hey, man, I must be drunk. The queen's got 2 eyes. His wife turns around and says, my queen's got 2 eyes. Yeah, I know you got a queen now. Son turns around and says, Dad, you got 2 queens. You got 4 eyes. Daughter turns around and says to the mother, hey, you got 2 queens, you got 4 eyes. That means the queens have 8 eyes. How does the queen have 8 eyes? Here it is. This is the only situation. The queen having 8 eyes is the same reason why the yellow 1 pool ball and the 9 are both yellow, because this is the only time Beta is ahead of Red God's Spirit, because she gave birth to you. He didn't. Okay? And this is the formation of it. Okay? These are basically all these 6 dice with a dot in the center. It's a 5 dice. So we're only talking about the dots now, okay? We're going to start on top. You see the queen starts on top, man is second, God is below. This is the only time this formation is ever used. Like I said, the 1 and the 9 are yellow. The reason for the 1 and 9 are yellow because it's in God's corner over here on the bottom here, okay? The diagonal line touches the 1 and the 9, which means spirit and birth. So actually they do fit together, so this design is good. Okay, so she has the 2 on the top, she has the 2 on the bottom, is 4. She has the 2 of man over to her right, and the 2 below are 8. She has 8 eyes. Now, if you look into the cards, oh my God! I got 4 kings. 3 of the kings have 2 eyes. The king of diamonds is turned sideways, and he only has 1 eye. He's got a hand up, and he's waving 4 fingers like goodbye. Just like the same goodbye that everybody talks about Pluto. Because Pluto is the in and out spirit. That's why you never see it. The in and out spirit of God, okay, is out of the blue man, okay, of the red spirit of God. It makes purple. Purple is the 9-horse and standard red races. It goes back, it goes through Pluto and into man. Now when man dies, it has to go through Pluto again. But now this is going to heaven. And in heaven, the 9-horse is turquoise. So on the way back, okay, because of the blue and white from this earth, okay, that color now turns turquoise. And the 9-horse and thoroughbred racing is turquoise, and it's the 9 months of birth, and it's the line of the 9 and the O. Have you ever seen the way it went? I'm going to try and show you. I'm going to give you a quick course in how everything works. Okay? You ever hear of AOL? Okay? Well, here's AOL. First you got the O. Call it the egg. Then you got the dash line. Don't call it anything. Just let's say it's a dash line. 01 in the computer world. Underneath, some call it a small a. No one really knows. But all I did is put the line next to the O, and it looks like a number 9. Looks like an egg also. Pregnancy. Oh, so when that line that goes in the egg, it turns into the queen. And what comes out of the queen after the pregnancy? The letter U, and you come out with another tale and another story. Okay? That's how they developed from this to this. And the U follows the Q, not because man created it that way, but because of God, what God put into man to finally come up with a creation like that was in the system. We will come up with things that are out of the system. But specifics, especially calculables, square roots, certain things like that, they are based on 2 worlds. That's why we're finding the square of the root. Otherwise, I wouldn't have to know any more than I do. Everything is divided up into many, many, many worlds. And there's strands between the worlds. Because don't forget, there's world passage lines, and then there's the lines that connect. Just like on the Hydro Coast. Right? Another word that I did, I was working on Hurricane John. There might be a Hurricane John this year, and the letter count for John is 25, 33 is 47, and that's the 4 corners of God. And if it was called the Jack, because sometimes they call them Jack, that would be 11, 14, that would be 25. And that would be the beta world of the spirit, and that wouldn't be any better. I don't think this Hurricane John is going to be any good for anybody. I really don't. We're in the year of 2011. They call it 2011, which is the beta corner of the 2 spirits of Alpha and Beta God, which means this year, okay, this is the beta world in honor of man, his 4 angles, the spirit of the 4 angles, 6 and 5, 11. This is the year of 1111. Not because I say it. I speak, you see, I have a hard time, I have to get into it. I have to feel what I speak. I just don't want to say what I feel. I want to really feel it as if it was in the core of my heart. And it was like the only thing I knew. And I didn't know any better. And I talk that way because I see it. I can imagine it. I've designed it. I did. This might not be much, but this is half of what I did in the last week and a half. And there's signs from every direction. That roulette is still eating and creeping up my back because it's told me many stories that you got 36 parts of roulette that you don't forget, broken down by all the combination of the bets that you can make and the different colored chips you have. And the doubled up tables, the alpha beta tables, doubled up sometimes in a square, because everything goes in a square. Did you know everything, 25, okay, 4 times anything is divisible by 25. So you have the 4 corners of beta, divisible by 25, of course. 4 corners, and in the center is the 5. It's divisible. Do you understand what I'm saying? 45, you can't have 45 in tennis. It doesn't work. One's on top, one's on the bottom. The game's supposed to be over. You have 9. It doesn't work. I mentioned to you before the Mayan calendar,
I'm going to try and look for something maybe a little bit new.